Hello and welcome back to Esoteric Ebb. So we've investigated this. Let's see what this is. This isn't yours, isn't it? Tattered cloak. +1 dexterity, -1 charisma. The cloak is sprawled upon the iron slab. As you grab it, you immediately feel the dampness spreading into your gloves. It is light blue and tattered, and it was once yours. Please don't. This thing is disgusting. Wring out the water. Filthy liquid falls to the floor of the stony chamber. It smells of salt water. It's still quite wet. Its weight. It is heavy. Should I wear this? No? A rogue would wear it, that's for sure, so... But I'm not a rogue. Okay, we making class choices now. Sorry, the word I'm not a rogue is not in your vocabulary, actually. What do you mean that you don't roll for that? Please rephrase. You don't tell me what to do. See? That's what a good rogue would say. Oh, fuck you. You reach for your fancy red pouch of holding. Cloak easily slips inside into the extra-dimensional space with a satisfying slurp. God, I can fit so many things in this thing. Yes, you are very lucky. These are like 1,000,000 crowns on the market. Crown? The Norwegian crown, the main coinage. This kind of magic item can go upward of 10,000 crowns. It's not yours though, it's the city's. You can't just use it for anything. Equipping items temporarily alters your ability scores. Yeah, I'm not going to equip this because it lowers my charisma. And dexterity is not what I want for this character. How about them apples? Engage. You stare at a pile of apples. Walk away. It's what charisma suggests. You know what's good for you. These apples are not in pristine condition. Could I eat my way through this pile of apples? It's not a question of could, it's a question of do you have the time? As well as will your stomach survive the ordeal? Constitution says no. You are not capable of carrying such a tremendous burden. Would lead to death. Please don't. You're not the apple boy anymore. Roll a d20 with your modifiers to get a unique outcome. DC 12. Remove the bad apples. Your hands swipe over the surface of apples, carefully plucking away any with signs of spoilage. Now it's a DC 7. But my health is full, so let's just not to the pile. There's some kind of scroll here. Divine scripture, where it does not belong. Shield of Fate. Oh, I have a new spell. Let me look at that. Shimmering field appears and surrounds you, protecting you from damage. For the duration, any loss of hit points is reduced by 1. Okay. Let's look at this. Very important piece of paper. Voting card. -1 intelligence. Let's have a look at this. A scuffed voting card made out to Ragan Hemlin. It's from a dwarven office for some reason. And someone has checked in all 5 parties on the list. You need to bring this to a polling place on election day if your voice is to be heard. You pick up the surprisingly thick piece of paper with a shaking hand. The card is slightly torn and has clearly been drenched at some point. At the top it says Rostkort. Big bold lettering. Means voting card in Fancy Ascani Dwarven. You've unlocked the quest branch. Find more by speaking to citizens around Norvik. Alright, there's an election. Was nice not to think about it for once. Useless. We should just get a God King again. Worked great last time. That'd be for the best. Unfortunately, there's no good candidate available. What do you mean? There's me! How does this thing work? After you pick it up at the district office, you only need to check the box of one of the 5 parties. Then you deliver it on election day to a polling place. Although in your case, you need to write the name of the party you want in the corner along with the signature, since you filled out every box, like an idiot. Yeah. Nationalist Party of Norvik. Inheritors of Ur's will. Theocratic organization founded to uphold the old ways, headed by magistrates and 20-something noble families. 5 rulers of 5 districts. They are the Coin Lord, Home Lord, Shield Lord, Food Lord, and Law Lord. Each has a unique role in the city's bureaucracy, so ministers, basically. Sometimes the titles switch between districts, but generally the housing district holds the Home Lord, Palace holds the Law Lord. Free Striders. The new way. People in the East have overthrown the old wizards and gods. For years, the revolution has slowly crept into the city. Now it's time to finally join the free cities and get rich. Asgalist Workers' Party? The workers who built this city want to rule it. Seems only just. Their vision is of a fair and even society where those who live underneath rise up to show their worth. After all, why can't we share? The Agrarian Rural Party? Those who live off the earth? Simple farmers, people of the land, the common clay of Askani fields. Their political movement has mostly been swallowed by the Asgalists. Arcanist, Party of Magic. Sounds like a hoot. Finally, the last box doesn't say anything. This is where you can input whatever you want. Just leave it empty for a null vote. The box next to each party is filled in with a smudged checkmark, including the last empty one. Smart move. No one can get mad if you vote for every party. Are these all the parties? No. There are about a dozen other large parties in Norvik. Most have been subsumed over the last few years, such as the Civic League of Progressives, the Torch Tuning, Order of the Scales, Hedonist Party, and the various guild parties. Agrarians and Arcanists are the only ones who have not joined the larger party or fallen aside. So I should fill in my own name there, probably. Here is an apple. Can I... Trifle. This one looks good. Yeah, then take it. Is there anything else here? Great mountain of apples. What about this guy? He looks indecisive. Oh, that's for pickpocketing. Wisdom tooth. +1 wisdom. DC 15 dexterity check. Let's not do that because... Yeah. Yeah, no, that's basically like a 15% chance of success. No thanks. Oh, it's a zombie. Approach a shambling man by the apple pile. Does not acknowledge your presence. Greetings, citizen! Glancing under his hood, you catch a blank expression spread upon a dried face. What is your name, sir? He does not even turn back to look at you. Identify yourself, citizen. This is a reanimated corpse. Probably a work zombie. Although it has been illegal to employ undead since the Bone Purge of 11. Citywide effort in 11 PE to stop necromancers from outcompeting mortal staffed factory. Should I defeat this zombie? Should probably speak with the owner first. Guy's not harming anyone. Honestly, he's probably a more productive member of society than you. No offense. Okay. But he's blocking my passage. Nah, that's intentional. So, do we go here? Spiral staircase. Ancient architecture. Yeah. Viskin's lair. The red eye of Ur. Thor left his mark across the pants. Today it's a universal sign of magic. Oh, stuff here? Can I just take your stuff? Mushrooms. Probably edible. Swamp extract? What does that do? Plus 3 HP. Nice. And the incense? Used to recover first level spell slots. Oh, interesting. Empty pot. Is it empty? Empty. Most contain strange herbs or ashes. This one does not. Pot was recently emptied. You can still see remnants of dust at the bottom. There is fear. Must grow sturdier. You hedonistic fool. Pray the stomach dies and let the mind work without its poisonous influence. Your fate one day. Oh, question mark. Do not consume these sludgy liquids. Oh, I can zoom in like this as well. Stone slabs are designed to slide along the iron beams. Interesting. What's this? Wait, is that my spell book? Ruined prayer book. -3 intelligence. The book is ruined. Most of the pages, while dry now, have been completely drenched in salt water. It's absolutely and completely ruined. Only a few pages of the soggy, brackenish papyrus pages are readable. They appear to contain some type of undecipherable symbols. Scanning writing, the most basic kind. Wait, oh no. Someone has attempted to dry this to the best of their ability. No, no, no! By Urf! This is your prayer book. So many hours wasted. You would have to rebind the whole thing. It is ruined. That'll cost a fortune. Yeah, I'm not going to equip this. Tray of old incense. Some is still usable. Yeah, take it. Here's another book. Thick tome lies upon the iron slab. Flip the tome open. There are fine and handwritten letters scattered across the pages. You can read these symbols, but they are in old draconic Diminorian. Diminorian, the common language of man, spread across the coast during the Arcane Era to become one of the lingua dominans in trade and politics. De verbis draconum, ars occulta. These words should translate into something like occult dragon speech. The author's name appears to be Calum Diminori, the Arcane Era name for reeds, often referred to as Old Diminor. The name was changed by Free Strider revolutionaries to mark the end of the old magiocracies. Could I translate this? No. Not without many weeks of study. Well, I have 5 days. You were not trained in Draconic at the towers. You skip those classes. Why learn languages when you can just use magic? Need to get my hands on comprehend languages? You do. It's highly annoying that you seem to have lost your memorization. Oh, a spell. Yeah. Okay. Here's some more books. No, too much reading. Fuck you, I'll decide. So many books, basic manuals, arcanist histories, novels. Some of them stand out to you as classics. It could be useful to refresh your mind. But time is passing, we have 5 days. Collected Chants of Norvik. Maybe I can find a spell in here. Printed edition of Peely's work. Still old. Probably came from the earliest Norwegian printers. Ah, so they have printers. They have printing press. On the first page, a short message is hand-scribbled. I believe lay in the collected humanity of Norvik. May you remember that from this collection, with honor and grace, Peely D. Is this a handwritten message from the second patriarch himself? And a patriarch is a top clerical rank in Norvik, different from Lord Patriarch, which is the traditional administrative leader of the city. Only about a dozen men currently hold the rank. They manage a section of clerics each at the towers. I feel faint. Are you even able to hold such an artifact? Fascinating to think the Pale Man held such a treasure on his shelf. Forward, Dream of Unity under Urf. The book begins with a lengthy essay about the foundation of Norwegian cultural values, really like a guide if anything, on what a Norwegian person is, how their values come from various tribes in the old country, and how together they have formed something greater under Urf. You've read this before, but you do get a better sense of what it all means now. It is, in some sense, a plea, a stern suggestion for every human in Norvik to lose any sense of former tribal identity, to embrace a new one, Norwegian spirit, to give away the old and embrace the new. This is not a completely bad move. To unite a folk is to build commonalities, to lower inequality. Although, of course, there were many direct ways the state at the time made sure that the old did not remain in the shadows. Violence and oppression at times. The text directly explains how a new Norwegian culture will help the city grow and fight against inequality and injustice through unity, mainly by being generous and not hoarding wealth, among other things. And finally, it does touch upon the connection with dwarves as well, how the Norwegian spirit is not contained within humans only. It's not just blood, it's sweat and tears as well. Those folks who unite with us will not be seen as the other. No, they too are Urf's folk. They too are Urf's guards. What should I do as the Wizard King? It's a long ass forward. 5 pages. Old man likes to ramble. Torna's lament. I went with you to foreign shores, my lord, my god. Pray you keep from harm the beast. Each shard a proof of your devotion. Thus I give myself to your folk. Give my life for a home at the river, in that sliver of land, to vanquish the beasts who roam, the evil who lair, the fires that burn, to build a life along the river. Every shepherd knows the song, bellows up the river. Urf lives in that sliver of land. Okay. Shut it. It's a really great book. Okay. I thought I could take it, maybe. This book does not deserve your toxic presence. You are stronger, more capable than perhaps. Okay, I'm just putting it back. My strength, my inner strength would want to take the book, but sees that I'm not powerful enough. Should I read the rest? Filius Prax. Classic. You take a look at the first page. In these pages I shall endeavor to recount the journey of a mind born to greatness, a will tempered by the crucible of ambition, and a spirit bound to the relentless pursuit of the arcane. My name is Filius Prax. Filius Prax, a magocrat and arcanist of the highest order, led one of the longest-lasting autocratic empires in Old Diminor and founded House Prax, most infamous for creating the Curse Lands. By accident, or? It goes on to make grandiose statements on his personal abilities of magic. Know this, I write not for the masses, but for the few who possess the clarity of vision to see beyond the veil of mediocrity. To them I offer my life as a lesson and a legacy, that they might learn from my triumphs and avoid the pitfalls that lie in wait for the unwary. You remember the first chapters dealing with his youth, growing up in the rootless court of a rival house, the Hagenshags. Hagenshags, one of the most powerful magocratic families in all Dimenor, known for their potions and necromancy, spawned from the seat of the Shadow Lord, a god and theocratic ruler of the Divine Era. How he struggles against relentless opposition and bullying, making himself out to be an underdog. Power is not born of blood, nor inherited by the fortune of birthright. It is cultivated in the crucible of the mind, refined by the fires of discipline, and sharpened by the relentless pursuit of knowledge. Let those who seek to rule first learn to kneel before the altar of wisdom, for it is there that true strength is forged. Glorious design. Let those who lead, through merit of ability and nothing else. I really dig this idea. Of course you do, you're a wizard after all. Yeah, I'm not gonna deny it, this is what I want. The world would be better if I ruled it like Prax did. Yes, it would. Yeah, flip through. You have become an arcanist. What do you mean? That's like... No, I mean... Yes, but no, because I would want to have like... my own party. That's just me. Am I still flexible in that regard? Might be. In the second half, Prax begins to talk about his early political career, the intricacies of magocratic bureaucracy, how he learned to play the game well enough for himself to reach a dictatorship as the youngest magocratic ruler ever. It's always hard to read a person through pages. This dude is clearly dancing around his massive ego. Not that there's anything wrong with that, impressive even. The rest is mostly a collection of meditations surrounding magic and power. The esoteric in its purest form is neither good nor evil. It is a tool, a force to be wielded by those with the intellect to do so. Yes, let us not be so naive as to think that power alone grants one the right to rule. The arcanist must also be a statesman, for the whims of unchecked magic can lead even the wisest astray. Govern with an iron hand, but let that hand be guided by the principles of reason and justice. Thus shall the state prosper, and thus shall the legacy of the magocracy endure. Ironic. I see not irony here, only truth. In the halls of power, the arcane shall be our shield and our sword. Yet remember this, the arcanist's duty is not only to himself, but to the state and its people. For in the endless pursuit of knowledge, one must forget the price of ignorance. A vigilant mind is the guardian of civilization, and a vigilant state is the fortress of progress. Let no shadow fall upon our vigilance, for in the light of our knowledge lies the path to true dominion. Final parts of the biography focus on an ever deeper and more rambling side of ruling. Way too much reading. You shut it. Oh, I can't take it. Folktales. Opening the Trail Sisters book shows you an index of several tales, many of which you heard growing up. These stories shape reality, for the mind does not distinguish a tale from a real-life lesson. They are but the same. Out of the tales, you see the one you remember the most, the one about the gnome and the titan. The story always spoke to you, mostly because of the unlikely friendship between the two. Yeah. The old days when dragons ruled the skies and titans wandered the earth, there lived a gnome named Abacus, known far and wide as a half-wit. Whether by fate or folly, he often found himself in the oddest of places. So it was that he stumbled into a deep valley of Ascan. This valley was home to Caimor, The Mist Titan. A colossal being with fur as thick as the ancient forests and limbs that clutched the very mountains. His upper body was hidden in, or perhaps made of, the swirling mists that filled the valley. But on this day, the valley was not the serene refuge it had once been. The air was thick with ash, the rivers ran black, and the trees stood as charred husks. Isud, the ancient red dragon, has set the forest aflame, hoping to drive Kaimor from its domain and claim the fertile valley for himself. Kaimor was furious, his great form trembling with rage as he searched for the source of destruction. His eyes fell upon Abacus, who was wandering aimlessly, his tiny mind more puzzled by the sudden darkness than anything else. To think that the coast was filled with these beasts of yore at some point. They reigned harshly and wildly. It's not hard to see why some preferred their chaotic dominance to the tyranny of dragons. Continue. Trick loom chum, who dares bring fire to where none should come? Ashes taint my sacred mist, speak, small one, lest you be missed. Abacus looked up, squinting through the fog, and scratches his head. Fire! No, I've no fire to share, no flame do I bring, nor ash to bear. For in the dark I see clear as day. 'Tis those who can't that need the flame, they say. Trick loom chum, what nonsense from your tongue does come? Who is it that needs this blaze, that blackens my mists and dims my days? Well, question thee, who needs a flame to light their path and stoke their claim? Perhaps it is Isud, the king, whose fires to your valley bring. Trick loom chum, the dragon's days are surely done. Guide me, gnome, to where he lies. Together we shall dim the skies. Story goes on to wax about the friendships sparked between this eldritch titan and the silly little gnome as they sought out Esud on his throne. The ancient red dragon then falls to the titan's might after Abacus accidentally guides him to the correct location. One of those classic stories every child in Ascan is told growing up. It's important to remember that this is an oral tale passed down over generations. This is simply the shape in which it was written down. Who knows how exactly it functioned in its original state? Yeah. Return it. Okay, cool. Got some more context, lore. Can I just... Human no cause trouble. Unlocked chest, full of strange rocks. Yoink. You don't mind? Look at you. As chief of security. Well, you're doing a fine job, man. I just took something out of a chest. Can't read that. Oh, DC 5, 10, 15, 20. Do I get more information about him? Depending on my role. It's Kobold. Level 9 rogue. This one is quite hostile. Stay on your feet. His expressionless eyes seem to keep watch at all times. He's obviously determining where to strike for you to die as quickly as possible. How humane. Okay, so over 15 and not 20. So that's pretty cool. Oh, trifle on a person is pickpocketing. Ooh, he has a nice crossbow. But it's a DC 15. You know what? Wait. Pocket watch. Yours? +1 intelligence. Silver-aligned timepiece never shows the correct time of day. It's always at least 10 hours out of alignment, no matter how anyone tries to correct it. At a touch, you can feel the faint magic pulsating within. The wielder gains a greater perception of esoteric happenings and occurrences within 200 feet. Oh. +1 intelligence and advantage. Can I double click? Oh, no, that's not how this works. Track? Okay, so these are accessories. Okay, that's the first one with a purely beneficial effect. Nice. Behold, Visken, local mortician. Okay, let's... Ooh, nice one. Human reads folk. Level 17, entrepreneur. This pale man handles corpses in a basement. A typical self-employed city contractor. Remember hearing about this man. He used to be a dentist and a surgeon. That's a special career path. Going from dentist to mortician, basically. His study into the magical realm is immense, far beyond your capabilities. Some of these texts he's surrounded himself with would suggest he can cast 5th or even 6th level spells. Couldn't be higher, could it? Okay. What does he have in his inventory? Not that I'm able to steal it. Yeah, DC 15. He has a charm person scroll. The mind expansion. That's for another playthrough. The pale man sits hunched over a stack of forms, busy at work, his pencil slowly filling out line after line. On the top paper, you see an icon of serpentine drake. A great perch. These are official documents of the cities. Great perch, the drakelet sea creature found along River Torna. Urf was known to tame these creatures, and eventually the great perch became the symbol of this great city. It's the great perch of Norvik. Up and about, are we? Wonderful. I am Visken, local entrepreneur and proprietor of this lich house. Appears you don't really belong here, but if there is anything I can do, cleric, just let me know. He smiles at you. His smile causes you to stir a deep feeling of unease, as if it is almost there, but just not quite. Dimly lit and damp, a musky stench lingers in the air. See books and flasks and stone altars along the circular chamber, several corpses. Stone tables were once modular altars used in some advanced ritual. This entire basement was once a temple to Jor. The name of our realm, name of the legendary wizard who created it, died during the closing at the end of the Gate era. Period lasting approximately 3,000 years, the first era named after the many gates opened by Jor to connect this realm with all others. Ended around 2,000 years ago, if you trust modern scholars. Did you save my life? He puts down his pen. Your life is your own, you owe me nothing. However, I'm afraid to say you've been through quite the turmoil, Craig. Tell me I died, didn't I? Those fishermen who brought you here certainly thought so. Not that I blame them, you weren't exactly in prime condition. Prime condition? You're always in prime condition. They thought they'd caught you in the net, believe it or not. Such a strange tale. So not dead, just a bit wet. Wait, how did you end up in the river? Afraid I don't have much to tell. Perhaps you fell off one of the bridges to Tolstad. There are 7 bridges over River Torna connecting Tolstad to the rest of the city. Sounds like the start of a great drinking story. I woke up in a lich house tale. You don't have a lot of those, so that's good. I would never fall. It must have been an assassination attempt. How awful. His uncaring tone speaks against his words. Who were these fishermen? River guilders, I believe. They did not look like poachers, so my guess would be that. Where can I find those fishermen? I did not ask for names, sorry to say. Perhaps Waterlane? That's just a guess. Waterlane, the largest trade port in Norvik, located in the massive tunnel piercing the center of Tolstad. It is a so-called marvel of dwarven engineering, and it's the reason so many people commute to Tolstad over the many bridges. Considered as one of the greatest crafted wonders in the world, Good guess. Lots of boaters hang out there. So I am in fact alive. The pale man stops for a moment. He looks you up and down. Yes, I believe you are. Some other questions. I require assistance with some things. Of course, cleric, anything for the city. I don't know where to go. I don't mean to tell you what to do, cleric, but there's a certain rumor that our local goblin chieftain is waiting for you. Goblin chieftain? Lady Miska Sageleaf is her name. She's down in the Goblin Garden. Dwarven-built citadel sitting at the southernmost tip of Tolstad. It's now a goblin sanctuary and greenhouse. She's famous? She leads one of the 3 goblin tribes of exonerated by Ur after the conquest. Yeah, you don't want to fuck with that one. Call her the Dragon of Tolstad. I'm not afraid of some goblin woman. Pale man stares at you from quite some time. I will offer you some advice, cleric. Lady Sageleaf is a powerful ally. Translation, watch yourself or she'll fuck you up. Would even go so far as to call her de facto lawkeeper here on the island fortress. You may find her at the southern tip of Tolstad. The pale man says, and keeps scribbling on his papers in front of you. So what do you know about spellcasting? Quite a bit. If he knows more than you, it could be useful to listen. My prayer book is ruined. Yes, I noticed. You should speak with Shen down on Water Lane View, bookbinder. It'll cost you, but he could fix it right up. As a cleric, you obviously only need your fate to cast spells, but I'm sure a spellbook won't hurt in the long run. Can you teach me magic? A slight smirk creeps under his face. Sadly, don't have the time for a proper lecture at the moment. After the election, I could make time if you're interested. Great knowledge awaits. Until then, you are free to browse my collection, he says, glancing at the many books along the western wall. And of course, here. Oh, nice. Copy of Charmed Person. Truly diabolical spell. Towers teach it only to higher tier spellcasters usually, despite its first level. It's a great shortcut to charming people, although you gotta be careful with the fallout if you care about such things. Explain the basics. Embarrassing. As a wizard, you memorize your spells. Arcane cleric, you must memorize your spells during prayer at the shrine. Where can I find more shrines? Temple of Ur? Up the stairs past the pillar? Oh, and it will also be the polling place for the district on election day. There's also one on Water Lane View, past the trade post. How do I get more spells? 2 ways. Learning them out of the palace archives. Create library in the towers. Other route is spell scrolls. Yeah. He's trying to help me? Vested interest in my job. You don't need its permission. Now, Tolstad is filled with all kinds of strange caches, so you'll probably encounter more just by looking around. You get your hands on a scroll, then just memorize it. Cantrips or spell, doesn't matter. I'm sure you're talented enough to memorize them on the spot. I am! He nods and goes back to writing. Okay. Want to practice? Feel free to cast anything non-lethal on my servant Os. That's not him, right? That's the one downstairs, the zombie. Maybe I will. You called me cleric. I did, yes? Because you are a cleric. Don't make an ass of yourself. I'm not a cleric. No way. Interesting. What are you then? I'm a sexy rogue. I'm a hero. I'm a wizard. Wise choice. Would be an easy pivot. Despite everything, you are now a wizard. Nice! I changed class. Okay. If you ignore all the whiz haters. Yes, the anti-arcanist movement is indeed quite toxic. It's all the help I need, thanks. DC 31 Wisdom. Yeah, I can't. What happens? Can I re-roll that? Yeah, stuck. Some dice checks are locked on failure and can be attempted again later. Unlocked on a long or short rest or by spending shards of Jor. Roll with a very high DC should probably be lowered before attempting again. So I need to learn more about him. There's a zombie in your basement. Oh, how quaint. No, I mean, that's not an appropriate response. Apologies, cleric. Closely connected with the city below. The undead seemingly wander as they please. Yeah, no, this is your... You control this one. However, I will have to take this up with Lady Sageleaf. Pay good crowns for HWBT protection. I can't click this? So it's all a misunderstanding then. Good. I don't believe you. Huh, what do you mean, cleric? You're a criminal harboring zombie workers. You need to be punished. Prepare to attack. The zombie is clearly working for you. That's illegal. I greatly apologize for putting you in this situation. It is my neglect that led to this undead creature entering the tower. I will make sure to tighten up security in the future. This isn't... Ost, we'll do a clean sweep of the basement this evening. Get ready. Kobold gives a screeched yell. Yes, master. I will also make sure to report this to both the HWBT and the militia. HWBT, the Halfway Bridge Tribe, commonly called the Halfways, one of the 3 goblin tribes in Norvik, arguably the most influential. Oh yeah, Sageleaf, her tribe. I'm trying to say you need to pay for your... Of course, I'll be sure to ask for a thorough inspection by the PCG, Pest Control Guild. Keep monsters at bay, clean up unwanted critters. Pillman is twisting the entire situation. Smart. If there is anything unbecoming about my business here, it shall be uncovered and unveiled. Thank you very much for your service, cleric. Because of great men like you that city still stands. I'm sure a good word to your patriarch will assure a promotion of some kind as well. Especially with this great work what you're doing on the tea shop. This is going in circles around you. It's time to step in. Argue. Charisma. Resist his incredible oratory power. It's a DC 15. We have D20 plus 5. So 50-50. Yeah, let's try it. Fuck you. Oh, no, we get the plus 5 still. Oh no, it's still a failure. As a pale man blabbered on... Oh yeah, because it needs to be 15. You attempt to gather your thoughts and make some kind of point. Come on, just open your mouth and say something, damn it. I think that... I agree, and whatever compromise we end up at, I feel lucky to have had your expertise here on this day. Who knows what would have happened otherwise. Stop muttering, just say it. I'm trying! Your screech echoes throughout the chamber. For the first time, you see a genuinely baffled expression appear on his face. He keeps staring at you for a few uncomfortable seconds. Then he says, Cleric, with all due respect, perhaps you should see a professional. I take damage in conversations from stressing out. His comment hits you in the heart and soul. Oh, that's HP damage. I can die if someone insults me, in other words. Legs are shaking. I believe we are done with this particular... No. I'm going to go now. Before you do, make sure to collect all your belongings. What belongings? Quite a lot. Your uniform, cloak, voting card. Yeah, I have them. Yeah, I have my belongings. Do you have any weapons on me? No? You don't need arms in these cities, you need hearts. Oh, shut up. Got it. Okay. Only every government employee were as devoted as you, cleric. Gives you a stern expression. Good luck on your quest. You may move faster by running. Double click or hold shift. Okay. Now, yes, I'm a wizard. Did my experience reset? No. Well, I am going to end the video here. I was thinking about keeping these videos about 35 minutes long, but I can't just end whenever I choose in the middle of a conversation. That would be stupid. So I guess they will be variable. Anyway, hope you enjoyed watching, and next time we will go see Goblin Chieftain, I guess, or maybe inspect the tea shop or something, or whatever presents itself outside, really. I think I also still have to talk to this guy, but yeah, we'll do that next time. Thank you for watching, and see you then.